everybody, welcome back to Cosmic Hearts Healing. My name is Jenny. I already did a long hour version about how I healed and how I worked through things. So now I'm just trying to make smaller ones that you can grab if you feel like you're trying to work on mental, or if you need to like have a refresher on mental, or just like trying to break it down into smaller ones. So if you don't have an hour to watch, you can just like watch these short ones. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about healing the spiritual energy. Just to update you, we heal on 4 levels: emotionally, mentally, physical world, physical body, and then our spiritual world. Once we heal that within our layers, it heals our aura, and we attract at a higher vibration. So spiritual is just doing the spiritual work. It's like once we have awareness within our emotional, mental body, what we are working on, we just ask for the intent to bring in the healing. There's ways that you can do that. Guided meditations on YouTube. So had I known I went through some major trauma in childhood, if I was faced in something in my adulthood, there could be guided meditations for that, guided meditations to heal the chakras, guided meditations to release anger. Like there's so many things that you can find on YouTube. I do check in with my spirit team, like, hey, is this a good one? So if you are looking for some and you're not sure which ones are good, you can always ask me, and I could, if I have time, send you some. If you're a client of mine, for sure, I will send you some. I have some posted on my regular page. I have it open to the public, just meditations that I have done in the past, or people that spirit has said, yes, like this one was good for me, you know. When you're in the shower cleansing yourself, set the intention that every time that you're in the shower, that it wash away any lower perspective, any lower energy that's you're still holding into your body. I have all my crystals, all my tumbled, I have them like sporadic throughout my whole house, but I have an area mostly where all my tumbled are. I have like hundreds of them, but just acknowledging them. Hey, if I ever need your energy, like come to me when I need you. You can have a jar of things that you are trying to heal within yourself. So then when you're asking for healing, you're just like, I'm praying for everything in this jar to come heal to me. Like keep working on this energy, keep showing me what needs to be worked on, keep telling me ways in which I could heal this. Someone's ancestor said one time, like, if they say they don't have time to meditate, tell them that they can flush their stuff down the toilet. Like literally when you're flushing the toilet, I flushed the crap out of my life. And I don't remember whose ancestor told me that, but I was like, okay, I'll deliver the message. So almost along with like the shower thing, you always have time. Like if you just I like to set intentions, like every time I flush this handle, I'm flushing the crap out of my life. I do this for me and all my children and anyone else who uses this, as long as they are open to that type of healing. And then if I do that in the shower head, I do later go back and I sage in the shower. You know, I'm always cleansing the area. You can't only ask for stuff to be cleansed and then not go in there to keep up on the work. Saging yourself, it's something I used to do in the beginning. I used to do it every night. I was just guided to do it every night because I explained in my longer video that, say your chakra when you're born is like this, and we're just going to start with one energy of anger. I'm not talking about like all these energies and stuff that you could possibly need to heal within. I'm not talking about core wounds. I'm not talking about attachment styles. I'm not talking about unhealthy communication. So imagine all those energies and what you've dealt with your whole life. And if your chakra is like a big ball, and then all of a sudden all those energies are just built up in there, like shrinking that brightness, okay? So like understanding, I forgot why I was just went off on that little rant of explaining that. But yeah, understanding that when we're healing that we're healing all the energy to the depth. So ask to get to like the core wound of that. Ask to release all the energy from all time, all space. Going to see a spiritual healer if you are not sure where you're at on your journey. So that's why I like to tell my clients, I don't know what type of session you need, you would know. So if you're dealing with a lot of anxiety, depression, then I would say a client should come to me probably once every 2 weeks to once a month, depending on income as well. So everyone's in their own space. But someone who is dealing with stuff like that, it's good to upkeep it. If you are new to this and you're not sure what any of these wounds are, or how to see the wounds, or how to find the wounds, like even if you just start on your own a small bit, or if you were to come to me, book a 90-minute session, I would scan channel healing for you, or downloads. Like other day during a sound bowl, I heard one word for a lady, and it was the word allowance, allow. So trying to allow things into her life, or how her not being allowed to be her, like how many times people have restricted her energy, like how that brought like healing to her life. So I gave her one word to work on. So when she's going to go home, she's going to heal on all 4 levels. She's going to keep working on that. She's going to acknowledge, and then maybe a month, 2 months from now, she'll come back and be like, wow, like working on that really changed my life. I don't know what I'm working on next. But I also want to guide people to be able to see what they're working on next, and how to like acknowledge that within themselves, how to like see the spiritual energy, how to understand the spiritual energy, how to talk to your guides, how to connect with your guides, how to understand, especially if you're an empath, that sometimes the things that I'm getting spiritually are of course coming from higher source energy, but I also have to decipher what energy is coming from a human, because if someone's thinking it, like thoughts become energy. So if someone's thinking energy, it's out into the sphere, it's out into the energy, and it could be flowing my way. Because if someone's sitting at home thinking, this is the outcome that I want, this is how I want things to go, this is what I want from this, it might not be my highest good of what spirit sees for the situation. It could just be where that person's at within themselves, and somehow I'm attracting that energy to me, and I just need to decipher, like, wait a minute, is this coming from my guides, or is this coming from somewhere else? So really like trying to understand spiritual energy, learning how to work with the spiritual energy, learning how to heal the spiritual energy, and the more and more that you dive deeper into yourself and into your knowing, I think that just becomes clearer in time. Other ways that you can do spiritual work is, if you're open to it, is cards, crystals. Amy at Rock So Love created the crystal game. You can go in there if it's nearby, ask whoever's working there to play the crystal game with you. Amy encouraged me to use crystals in my healing, so before a client comes in, I go over the bowls and I'm asking which crystal my client needs. I'm usually drawn to 3, and it kind of gives me like a highlight of what spirit already knows like you are working on. So learning how to use these tools for yourself, and how to tap into how to tap into something, source energy outside yourself. I was on the Ascended Master journey, or I don't even like to call it the Ascended Master journey, because I worked with other people. I worked with archangels, I worked with like Joan of Arc, I've worked with like other powerful women from the past. So by just either calling on someone, rather it be a spirit animal, like I need some more fun in my life. I find otters really fun. So I'm going to call upon that like otter like energy to come to me. Okay, so it's not always like sometimes spirit is telling me like you are working with Merlin, so then that gives me a guide, like he'll come to me in my dreams, or I'll just like hear the word in my head, and then like that gives me a guide point. Then I go back to the mental ways that we heal, and then I just have to research like what did that spirit guide learn in life? What is, like learning about his life, learning how he works with energy, and then just trying to take what he learned and install it in myself. I could walk into Rocks of Love and I could be drawn to a certain statue. That statue just will give me a name, and then again go to the mental energy and learn, and then incorporate that into my spiritual life. Pulling cards, if you have a Sun and Master deck, or if you have a Goddess deck, who is working with me right now for my highest good. So you don't always need to wait to get a message. There's ways that you can seek the energy, and then once you start to seek the energy and you start to understand the energy and you're showing to them that you're working, the energy just naturally starts to flow into your life. At least that's how it worked for me. Yeah, so that's just a little bit about the spiritual energy, and then understanding your spiritual gifts. Like, if you are, one thing that I can reflect on is being an empath. I never realized like how much other people's emotions and mental energy that I was absorbing. Universe put some really polarized people in my life. Like, this is what I feel, this is my boundary, this is what I will accept, this is what I won't accept. And then here comes this person up here, but I want to break all that. And that's not what I feel. And so when I was away from this person, I knew my boundary. But then the minute that we meet for lunch, because I accept everyone, I want to be friends with everyone, I think now I know I can set healthy boundaries. No way am I taking in your energy into my life. Like, I can keep good boundaries. But then at that time when I wasn't so aware of my empathic gifts, it's like everything that they were thinking and feeling kind of absorbed in my feelings. And I'm like, wait a minute, but is that how I'm feeling? Or should I allow this into my life? And, so I really, but by working through the layers of that healing. So if I didn't know myself, the more deeper and deeper and deeper that I got to know myself, the more I could keep myself here. The more that I worked on anger. If this person's angry, no, I can stay here. So the more and more that I know myself as an empath, I say it's an empathic gift to feel someone. So I say that I would absorb for a couple reasons. One, I'm absorbing as a sign to show me what I need to heal. So when I wasn't aware, I just used to be insecure, have a little bit of anxiety, not know who I am. And so when I'm around someone else like that, mine would be like amplified. And then it became like, okay, I'm working on this, I'm aware of this. And then it became aware of, I'm still attracting this person. Spirit's way of still telling me like there's layers in there, even if I don't know it, okay? Even if I think that I'm secure and I think that I'm working on this and I've been working on it for 7-8 years, someone can come to me and stir that up inside of me. And I have to really go deep and acknowledge if it's still in my spiritual energy somewhere. Or they could be showing me like, I could be absorbing to help someone heal, which, a new person comes to my work. I always suddenly feel back pain. I feel like the stabbing in my back. I feel like this nerve pain. So it's just Spirit's way of telling me, hey, maybe you can help this guy. Tell him what you do. Share your voice of how you would heal this. So other times energy just comes to me because I'm meant to like share. Other times, like someone who I knew was going through, little did we know they were going to have a seizure later, but me and my son were both feeling like spinning that day. We were dizzy. I was sending healing to it, like whatever this dizziness is, like, ooh, I don't think it's mine, but whatever it is, like I'm like channeling healing like on and off for at least 2-3 hours, and then later I'm hit with that in my life. So she was, but I was also like played a role in that support. But really understanding my spiritual gifts and how my energy works, and knowing I can set boundaries, like the same way that I can set boundaries on life, I can set them spiritually, and just really getting to understand my spiritual self and my spiritual gifts. So that's a little bit on the spiritual energy. I hope it helped. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and everyone have a great day. Bye.